We're less than 24 hours from the launch of Crimson Desert, and if the Steam reviews are anything to go by, it did not save gaming like many had hoped. That's even if you can get it to run. The Xbox PC version of the game won't even launch, and that's still the case at the time of writing almost a full day after launch.
That's right. I'm the idiot who bought it on the Xbox store. So, I don't know, there was a rumor that you could launch it early on Xbox, so I got hoodwinked, man. Asher Sharma got me. I do not know, it seems like Phil Spencer leaves and everything goes to shit. We can only hope that he's halfway through a sleeve of Oreos wearing a Snuggie somewhere, just reveling in the idea that this is not his problem to solve.
That's true. But Crimson Desert isn't the only headline we have to report on this week's Inside Games Roundup. Turns out developers hate the AI slopified DLSS 5 rendering tech from NVIDIA as much as players do. Good Guy PlayStation is automatically issuing refunds for high guard transactions, and Nintendo might be prepping a new Switch 2 model specifically for Europe.
Lots to talk about this week. So let's kick off the news by throwing to the one man that... Oh, wait, Brian's not here today. Damn. Yeah, he's spending spring break with his family, so let's throw it back to Bruce. Bruce, what's going on with Crimson Desert?
Can I talk about old school RuneScape? like Brian? All right, let's talk about Crimson Desert. There's so much to say. Despite loads of player hype and a generally positive 77 Metacritic rating, Crimson Desert currently has a mixed review rating on Steam with just 69% nice of the game's almost 7,000 reviews, giving it a positive rating. We should say it's getting close to the mostly positive part of reviews on Steam.
Yeah, does that tip over at 70%? Is it just one? Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, regardless, the game's controls seem to be the most glaring, recurring problem, and people have strong reactions to this. Steam user Ugly Bikes kind of summed it all up, saying, quote, "I cannot stress enough just how horrific the controls are. I'm sure the game is enjoyable once you figure them out, but I am 4 hours in and have to Google to figure out controls at time. Unfortunately, this will be a refund for me until mods can fix the controls because I doubt the devs will."
Oh, I hope, you know what? The devs have been working pretty hard on patching stuff, so I do hope that they are able to do that. Other players frequently complain about Crimson Desert's limited inventory space, compounded by UI frustrations, and of course, it's not all bad, though, here, with other players praising the game's visuals and ridiculous breadth of gameplay experiences.
Yes, some Steam users are a lot easier to please, like George Washington, who recommends the game, writing, quote, "I found a crying cat in the bushes, and the game let me pick her up and pet her. 10 out of 10.
You can walk around with that cat, too, if you want. Which is really fun to do.
All curled up like a baby? Baby.
It's really fun to do. Crimson Desert PR and marketing director Will Powers acknowledged the control frustrations on X, posting that you should, quote, "think of it like riding a bike. It comes naturally after you learn it. Just takes a minute," which is, by the way, generally speaking, what it pretty much always is with any video game. This is something that I have spoken about at length when it comes to like Dark Souls and stuff. Everyone's like, "Oh, well, it just takes a little bit to get it." I'm like, right, because we're humans. We can learn pretty much anything. I don't know that it's easy right away. Hilariously, Lawrence, Will was in my chat yesterday helping me directly to fish. So, I was like, so I gotta hand it to him. He's out there actually doing the work to try and help people. So thank you, Will.
Yeah, trying to spread the good news. And you're right. I remember people complaining a lot about Zelda. Like, why is jump the top button? Jump is always the bottom one. But I got used to it pretty quickly. That said, though, there's some times where Crimson Desert asks you to hit certain buttons and hold other ones down, and you're just like, what is this? What game did they think they were making? Have they played anything in the last 10 years? Because other games have solved a lot of these problems a lot more elegantly.
That's true. So the controls are taking a little bit longer than a minute for some people, like me, who's played like 8 hours of it, by the way. And that is if the game even runs. The Xbox PC version of Crimson Desert won't even launch if the PC is connected to the internet. Now, Lawrence experienced this. I did not.
Yep. Took me about an hour to figure out how to get this damn game to run. Multiple Reddit threads showed that multiple players, and yes, including me, all saw the same behavior. The game would just immediately shut down after launching. The only workaround is to disable the PC's internet connection in the middle of launching the game. If you disable it too early, it says you can't play it. So you got to click launch, and then while it's got the splash screen on the screen, boom, you disable your internet. It keeps launching just fine. And what's super weird is if I plug my internet in after the fact, it will sync my saves. I got an achievement well after the game was closed, so it does all of its tidying after the fact. Let's see if it runs now. Let's see what happens.
All right, Lawrence is going to test it in real time because before Lawrence, it still wasn't working for him.
Yeah, a few hours ago when I wrote the script.
Suffice to say, by the way, buy it on Steam if you want to buy this game. Don't get it on the I guess for PC on the Xbox store. Does it work?
You splash screen.
Oh, they fixed it.
It works. They fixed it. Okay. Just shy of 24 hours.
I'll tell you what, though. Again, it sucks. But also, the devs have been working overtime. I've been seeing that they've been patching a lot of different things in the last 24 hours. So I got to hand it to them. And just so you know, too, they've been doing it the last couple of weeks in the review process for Crimson Desert as well. They've been patching things as people were coming in, telling them bugs and like inventory issues and things like that. So they've been working very, very hard to make sure that this game is at least somewhat playable.
Yeah, we'll see where this goes, man. It's been a rocky 24 hours, and not even that, really. Yeah, we're still a couple hours shy of 24. But, despite all these hiccups and somewhat middling reception, the game has sold 2 million copies, according to an announcement on X, so that's pretty good. The game's good, but not quite great Metacritic rating led to a stock sell-off yesterday, causing Pearl Abyss's stock to drop almost 30%.
This is crazy. I was actually really shocked to see this. That seems like maybe an overreaction. I don't know. I knew the game was going to sell well, so I just was kind of shocked at the 30% drop.
Yeah, why wouldn't you wait until sales figures are either announced or not announced?
I don't know,
man. Investors are weird. They're always like one speculative step ahead of what you think a logical investor would do, I feel like. So, yeah, jumping the gun a little.
Also, I'm going to be very completely honest. I was sponsored by Crimson Desert yesterday to stream it. All the other content I made, I was not sponsored to do. But yesterday when I streamed, I was sponsored. And either way, I really like the game. The controls are a nightmare.
Hey, speaking of nightmares, it turns out game players aren't the only ones that threw open their mouths a little after seeing NVIDIA's DLSS 5 neural rendering technology. Kotaku collected reactions from multiple developers, all expressing extreme negativity to the AI-powered yassifying tech.
I love that word, yassification.
Yeah.
Doinksoft gameplay and tech design lead Cullen Dwyer said, "My immediate knee-jerk response is, thank fucking God I make 2D games. If I have to make a 3D game, I'm writing a software renderer. Fuck NVIDIA. Fuck these ghouls."
It's kind of weird how ghouls has become a very common sort of... of all the insults, ghouls is getting thrown around a lot these days.
I like it.
Strikes me as odd, but they've got a point. I certainly don't disagree with that. Indie game maker Andy Santagata said, "You're never going to get the devs' actual intent with this thing turned on."
It's true. Former Red Dead Redemption 2 developer Mike York also had a particularly strong reaction seeing how DLSS 5 changed the appearance of Resident Evil Requiem protagonist Grace Ashcroft.
No. It's not. This isn't just some lighting, dude. What the I'm telling you, this is like a complete AI re-render.
NVIDIA CEO Jensen Huang already told gamers that they were, quote, completely wrong in their criticisms of the technology. So will he say the same thing to the very developers that are meant to use these tools? Probably not, but man, at this point, it seems like AI investors have the loudest voice in the room.
All right, moving on to the PlayStation automatic high guard refunds. Here's a surprisingly solid move from PlayStation. They are reportedly issuing automatic refunds for microtransaction purchases in HighGuard, the free-to-play service game that launched on January 26th and shut down on March 12th.
Yeah, that's nice, especially since, you genuinely can't access anything you would have spent money on in that game. Amusingly, one of the Reddit threads reporting the refund, basically saying, "Hey, I got a refund, check this out." That is actually deleted by the original poster after commenter roasted them to hell and back for spending any money on the game in the first place. So, good news, man. Still shouted down. Yeah, Rotten Tomatoes thrown.
People are still roasting people for playing HighGuard. Gosh, man, geez.
Look at this idiot spending money on what he finds enjoyable. What a loser.
I know. The internet just gives somebody a break sometime.
Not today.
Once. Not today. Let's... Man, oh man, that really got me. Let's move on to Nintendo. They are launching a revised Switch 2 in Europe. Japanese news outlet Nikkei reports that Nintendo is prepping a revised model of the Switch 2 for Europe. The new model will allow owners to easily remove and replace the console's battery to comply with the EU's European battery regulation.
I mean, that's just a good safety move. I've seen some old bulging Switches that are health hazards at this point. At the moment, unfortunately, the revised model will only be available in the EU, but Nikkei reports that Nintendo could revise the US and Japanese models in the future if right to repair awareness rises in those particular regions. So that'd be good if more people cared about that. I love working on my doohickeys. I hate the fact that if any small thing breaks on an expensive piece of electronics, the whole thing is washed. So I've cracked open nearly every game console I've owned for one reason or another. So right to repair is good stuff.
All right, let's move on to the Inside Games is on your side segment. We didn't get to do one of these last week, and so we missed out on a lot of free games that you guys could have played. So this one's especially thick. First up, Epic Games is giving away Electrician Simulator and the Epic Anniversary Tachibana Pack for World of Warships.
Amazon Prime subscribers can claim Rebel Galaxy, Sir Questionnaire, Total War Rome 2, Mahokenshi, the Samurai Deck Builder, Veil of Darkness, and Turmoil.
And then Xbox Free Play Days, all Xbox console players can access Sea of Thieves, Trailmakers, and Firefighting Simulator Ignite. Until Sunday, Game Pass subscribers can also play Totally Reliable Delivery Service and Hell Let Loose over the same period.
Yeah, and now all of the additions to Game Pass. We got 2 weeks worth to talk about here, so there's a fairly thick list of games. Headlining, I guess, console players can now play Cyberpunk 2077 through Game Pass. That's pretty neat. Unfortunately, not on PC.
Ah, come on. Dang it.
Yeah.
The rest of the games are now available on console and PC. We got Construction Simulator, DreamWorks Gabby's Dollhouse, Ready to Party, and Disco Elysium The Final Cut.
Hot drop. And finally, this is tier related. 3 games are now available for Game Pass Premium, which is the middle tier. That's Hollow Knight, Silksong, South of Midnight, and The Altars.
Those are all bangers, by the way.
They really are, yeah.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to the game releases for upcoming week. Next week, first up, Screamer. High-octane action and anime aesthetics collide in this arcade racing game featuring fighting mechanics and a storyline that hits hard. In this world, some race for glory while others seek power or revenge. Every race is a fight, and every battle is personal. Comes to Xbox Series, PlayStation 5, and PC on March 26th.
I'm excited for that one. That looks real cool. Next up, Life is Strange Reunion. The saga of Max and Chloe and the fate of Caledon. Is that the name of the... I haven't played enough Life is Strange. We'll say Caledon. And the fate of Caledon is yours to decide. Play as both Max and Chloe as an all-new story builds towards an epic climax. The fire will force Max and Chloe to make devastating decisions. Can they find a future together before everything burns? Life is Strange Reunion comes to PC, Xbox Series, PS5, and Switch 2 on March 26th. Actually, every game comes out on March 26th. That's a hot date. So
Yeah.
just going forward, every single game we talk about, it's going to be next week on Tuesday. Or Thursday, my bad.
Lords, how do you say it? Etrange Overlord?
Oh boy, yeah, we'll go with that. Etrange?
Join Etron? I don't know. I'm not. On this musical odyssey as she seeks to conquer hell in the pursuit of living her best afterlife. It comes to PC, Switch, PS5, and PS4 on, you guessed it, March 26th.
Etrange is French for odd or weird.
Okay, like strange.
There you go. We're learning things. Next up, Project Songbird is a cinematic first-person narrative horror game set in the Appalachian Forest. Ooh, that sounds spooky. Take on the role of Dakota, a musician who must record their new album in a remote log cabin amidst a writer's block. Take caution, however, these woods were never empty. Project Songbird comes to PC, Xbox Series, and PS5 on March 26th.
Drakamar is a beautiful 3D action-adventure platformer featuring a fearless group of friends on an epic adventure to save their world. Explore the islands, run, jump, and fight the evil forces to rescue the magical Okies. Collect all the Moki Balls to rebuild the world and defeat the evil King Crad. Those are all fake. This was written by AI. That's not real. It comes to every single platform. King Crad comes to every single platform March 26th.
Oh, I can't wait to rescue the magical Okies and collect the Moki Balls. That's what gaming is all about, man. Hey, speaking of, this next game is pretty video game. Grid Beat. This sounds like my kind of thing. Dungeons, danger, rhythm, action. You just hacked into the biggest corporation in the world and stole an unfeasibly valuable amount of data. But getting in was the easy part. To get back out, you'll need to explore the mainframe, solve puzzles, battle security programs, and do it all on the beat. Gridbeat comes to PC, Xbox One, Xbox Series, PS5, PS4, and Switch on March 26th.
You can't convince me that you didn't make that video. This sounds like the perfect video game for you, Lawrence.
Yeah, game dev got me drunk and then just wrote down everything I had to say over a 2-hour period and then made it a video game.
That's right. All right, and finally, Shinonome Abyss, the Maiden Exorcist. Use your supply of items and traps to survive in a mansion haunted by yokai and vengeful spirits as Shrine Maiden Yono in this strategy roguelike horror action game. It comes to PC and Switch on March 26th.
Interesting crop of games. Thank you very much for watching Inside Games this week. We love doing the show. We love it so much we do it even without Brian, though we're not happy about it. Hopefully he can squeeze in some RuneScape time around his familial obligations between pushing somebody on a swing.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, we didn't do a 5-second review too. Let's do a 5-second review of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game from 1989 or whatever.
Anyone who complains about the dam is weak. 10 out of 10.
Yeah, exactly. If you liked this show, please subscribe to the channel on YouTube. Recommend us to your friends. That's how this channel gets larger. And if you want to do even more, we have a Patreon as well. We post everything we do there for free. And on that topic, we have some supporters for the Patreon that actually throw us a couple bucks every month. So thank you very much, Thane Fireblood, Rattlelog, Splinkerton Forkendoggin, Keto White, and John Sennett for keeping us in the game and allowing Brian to do reviews from 40-year-old games.
How will I know what to play without Brian's 5-second review? Actually, there's a new Warframe expansion coming out. He's probably excited about that. Didn't see Dragon Quest anywhere, though. Poor guy.